test prep than the real thing. And hoops is skill work before the team scheme. Plays mean nothing if your handles all weak. Build an engine first and let the car speak. I search for my flaws like a mechanic in a booth. Fixing every bolt till the ride hits smooth. Pressure just a spotlight, showing what I am. Greatness wasn't luck, it was built by hand. Step back, rhythm, blues, riff humming. For the tip strong, even after all the running. Like those elbows, but I stay on my pivot. Dreams call out and I'm sprinting to live it. My sneaker wins all day, I do it all again. Storm winds blow, but I plant like an oak in the rain. If I'm playing, I'm grateful. That's how champions remain.
Yeah, drum roll weak, but I glow up quick. 15 minutes every day, made the footwork slick. Bad at it, good at it, either way get lit. If the grind feels ugly, that's the luckiest gift. Yeah, peace in my chest when I gave that all. When I lose, slept good, no regrets at all. Coach tossed me in the fire, I don't fear that call. Minutes vanish fast, so I take that ball. Pick and roll in my bag with the jab, so rude. Post move, count a move, pick your loss, my dude. How you wanna lose when I'm feeling that groove? Patience in the lane and I still bust through. Everybody wanna win, but the prep too rare. Only few wake early like Gates out the chair. Genetics, home luck, they can boost you there. But effort turn a long shot in a billionaire. If the dog's on me, I'm running like Flash. Coach push hard, parents think he's spaz. If his dog's in the grass, they clap so fast. Real hoopers understand why the pressure gon' last. Hard over pockets, hope over cash. Dreams in my head when I'm hitting that dash. Spirit beats strength when you build to clash. 5 S's in my soul when I'm on that path. No, just one, it's every moment's a code. Every time you push through, that's the way you reload. Hurdles get bigger as you walk that road. Better get tougher, get stuck and fold. Ask myself daily, what's the top thing now? Oprah got demoted, then she flipped that crown. Roy, you got small, make the world bow down. Every job is a throne if you shut it all down. Some days feel heavy, but I still grind out. Get dropped in the pain, but I still climb out. Impossible loud, but I mute that doubt. Champ keep moving even when they wiped out my.
Yo, what up, everybody? John Stannis here on a spring break week. We don't have that much basketball. Man, I actually didn't even notice. I was like, I was told that we didn't have practice yesterday, and I was like, wait, what? I do make the schedule, but I don't look at it. I assume that we have it every single day, but we don't have it again today, but we do have it tomorrow. All right, so there are workouts tomorrow. All right, I gotta change the font on that, man. That is way too big. We need like a normal size font. Let me see, where is this font? Font size. How about like that? Normal size. All right. So, anyways, if you're here, check it in the comment section so that I know that you're here. Hopefully, you guys are posting the homework. You guys are doing workouts on your own. I did see Josiah's posting a lot. Nice job, Josiah. Next fall for the 5th through 8th graders, guaranteed. I'm doing it that with them. I don't know about the 1st through 4th, don't know about the 9th through 12th, but we'll have to have a full team to be able to do this. So we have to have 12 players, 3 for each grade, to be able to hold you guys accountable. And I've organized it in a way where it's all of our player trajectory things, but you'll be given an actual score every single day. And those that are highest scored will not be subjected to getting cut. All right, the top 10, the bottom 2 will always be subjective. You will not be able to just reset every month though. I'm thinking of just keeping it just a running tab. Possibly. I might be able to do a reset where it's just what you did for that month. So in case you were too high, but I like you being too high and then being able to coast a little bit, because then that makes everyone else try even harder. But I don't like you being so low that you're oh no, what should I do? But maybe just resetting once a year is good enough. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet, but we'll see. Anyways, what's up, Adrian? And I see what's up. Just a regular what's up from Josiah. What's going on, y'all? All right, let's start off with the quote of the day. Watching the show will be a part of one of those things, so hopefully then I at least trick 12 of you guys into watching our show. At the very, very least. But other than that, just posting all the homework. If they post, let's say I think it's 4 things per day, that'd be 48 posts per day. That's more than we've ever had, ever. So with just one team of 12 players doing it just an okay job, we'll be better than we've ever been, because I don't really care about regular players. I don't know if you figured that out. All right, because everyone cares about you guys. Everyone wants your money. I don't care about people in my school who go, I really want to make a D or a C minus. I'm really shooting for a C minus, man. And then I'm like, oh, I will dedicate my entire teacher career to helping you get a C minus and to work at McDonald's. Yes, that's why I'm here. That is not why I'm here. My job is to take the kid who wants to become a doctor or a lawyer or something high up, and I get them to that stage, especially if they started below that stage and they weren't just a natural genius. So that's what I'm aiming for. So out of the whole school of let's say 1,000 kids, if there's 5 that truly are shooting for those details, then I'm a teacher of 5 kids. Now you might say, well, what about the bad kids who they would be doing drugs on the side and things like that? That's not my job. I'm sorry. I hope that we keep you off the streets. But other than that, I assume other people are doing that job for me, like your parents and your schools. So for basketball wise, if you're not shooting for the highest of your highs, now again, I'm not just going for the true NBA guys. Most people say that. They would only go for the true NBA. I'm going for the people who want to reach their NBA. So yes, I'm okay with coaching a 4-foot tall player to make him make high school. That would be awesome. I would love coaching that kid. So that's what I want my life to be about. With that said, I do love giving people the opportunity. I love giving people chances. All right, and I'm frankly surprised that you guys last this long. To tell you the truth, whenever we get a player to leave, I'm finally, dang, that kid took 2 years to leave. That's pretty good. All right, because what I'm offering you is a chance to live in an alternate universe where normally people would say, no, you have no chance because you're short, because you're slow, because you're whatever. And they would just dismiss you. And I go, switch the universe around and give that kid a chance. That kid might be someone different. And I give you guys a chance, and then you're like, I am not different. I am not. This is too hard. All right. Well, the only response that I get, the only real response that I get from people who can't meet my demands is, at the end of the day, after all the years, of me trying to push them not pushing back, me trying to push them, them maybe doing it, me trying to push them, they finally snap and they go, I'm not that player. And that's all they can really say. I'm not 6'9". If I was, I would try harder. I'm not being recruited by top schools. If I was, I would try harder. That's all they can possibly say. And if you rewind time and you go to that other universe where you weren't given a chance, isn't that all that they were really trying to say to you? When you weren't selected for the top team in the nation when you were a fourth grader, they didn't, like, the top coach in the country didn't come to you and say, here's what you do. All they were saying was you're not that guy. But if you guys want to fight back against that, I'm your guy. All right? So let's go for it. I'll close my eyes to who you actually are, and we'll just pretend that you're someone amazing, and I'm going to treat you like that, and hopefully you guys appreciate it. All right? But with that said, to be able to do that, you need the quote of the day. All right? Everything is practice. Everything is practice. Even if, like, you're sitting on the bench, it's practice for what you're going to do next. If you get hurt, it's practice for how you go out. Vaughn just got hurt, and I said, this is a moment in your life right now. Try to look good. I know you're hurt, but holding it does nothing. Making faces does nothing. Look like a boss right now. That's what I told him, basically. And I thought he did a great job. All right? He was writhing in pain in the beginning, but after that, he was like, I'm up. Let's go. And he did a great job. So all you can really do, and even if you have like an amazing game scoring 50, how are you going to act then? Will you be like just a jerk? Notice how I don't cuss on this show? I was going to say a bad word. But yes. So it's all practice for something that you're going to see in life. Everything is practice. Everything is practice, whether it be the actual practice, the workouts, treat those, the freaking finals. As hard as you would try for those, you try at everything else. So everything is practice, and practice is everything. All right, moving on to our, what is this one? The poll question. The poll question said, I was asked this on Twitter, and it was like, or X, whatever. It was like, who does this remind you of? Oh my goodness, y'all seeing what I'm seeing? And all I see is, he has an interesting looking face. I'll tell you that. But let's check out his actual game. Cross, step, got, boop, bop, bop. You know what? Honestly, his pace and his game and his shot even, it really does look like SGA. I got to be honest. Now, of course, he's doing it to college players, but that's pretty good. If you can play with that pace, like just slow down and take your time. I'm sure he passes too. These are all scores, but yeah, man, mate. Oh, good. God, yeah. Switched hands just like that. Falling down like SGA too. Does this guy remind you of SGA? If he doesn't, who does he remind you of? Give me that. Excuse me. Pop up, pull up. Mid-range game too. I'll give him some SGA. Who y'all think? Psych. Lefty again. Lefty floater again. Got him. All right, moving on. Who's doing the homework? Nope, this isn't the homework. But the homework is jab to 3-option jumpers, 7-minute shooting, chair duo, athletic finish, penetrating field drill, jingle bells. That's all stuff that we're doing for this upcoming Wednesday. Make sure you guys post it. Rim is in for star player, star passing, 1-on-1 wing, 1-on-1 rebound, 4-on-3 scramble, all out deny, great players, and boxing one would have been what we would have been talking about today if we had practice, which we do not. So I'll be skipping that stuff. But make sure you guys don't, at least look over it. We have our videos online. All the videos are on there. At least watch through them possibly, okay? All right. Let's check the trivia question for the day. Trivia question is brought to you by John, because I'm bringing you all the trivia questions. Duh. Dude, who else is bringing this stuff? All right. Trivia question is, which NBA MVPs played less than 65 games? That's the question. I do not believe you can just look this question up. I do not. But that's the rule these days. I'm going to come back after this commercial break to see if anyone knows the answer. So, in the history of the NBA, the 76-something years, they finally made a rule. You have to play 65 games to become MVP or win any kind of like postseason medals. They probably looked at it and was like, in the history of the NBA, only like a few players have ever played less than 65 games and won the MVP. And each of those was like a special situation. All right, one was like a lockout year. One was a player that was injured but did really, really well. And all of a sudden this year, most, if not all, I think like all but 3 of the MVP candidates, they are ineligible because they made this an actual rule, which is crazy. I think that they lowered their standards. So here's the answer by our trivia god, Adrian. Let's see what he says. Let's see. He said Bill Walton. Bill Walton is one of them. Karl Malone in a shortened season is another. LeBron James is one of them. He only played 62 one of his years at Miami. And then Giannis is another one. That's 4. Man, you're killing it. 63 games. And then just below the limit, Bob Cousy. Back in the day. Joel Embiid actually played 66, and people were like, did he ever play? Did he ever even play? And it's like, what? So now that Jokic is at the 60 level, do y'all want him to be like the next LeBron James, or are you okay with him not getting it this year? What do y'all think? Malone 40. Oh, you even put the numbers on there. Oh my God, good job. That's what I'm talking about, dog. That's what I'm talking about. You killing it. You killing it, boy. But yeah, so that is the answer. Great job to you. And yes, so this is the list right here. And it is, I mean, that wasn't the list. Where is it? Come on. Whatever. Anyways, yes. Show up to the games. That's all I got for you guys. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Make sure they're showing up to the games because it is kind of crazy. Jokic's lowest one was 72 games. Anyways, moving on. Stop that music for me, please. What do we have next? We got Cheryl Miller's, Reggie Miller's sister. And she was talking about her teammate. Okay? Her teammate at the time. I might just play it. And basically...
Did I mention I was a little rough around the edges when I got to college? I didn't mention that.
So this is her teammate, Cheryl Miller. They're both 2 of the greatest players of all time in WNBA history, even though the WNBA wasn't... I mean, Cheryl was too old for that. But Cheryl, growing up, had a brother, Reggie Miller. And Reggie said that his friends would make fun of him because they were like, your sister is better than you are. And Reggie's response was, she's better than you guys are too. She was that amazing of a player. Or she outpaced her brother through like high school, which is insane. He's just like a future NBA guy. She was able to beat him through high school. That's insane. But she's one of the greatest players of all time. But Cynthia Cooper was on her team at USC. And something that Cynthia Cooper says right now, she goes, I hated her and I was so mean to her. She goes, but looking back at it, I just knew she was better than me. And while that, she probably couldn't admit that at the time, imagine being able to admit that and still try your hardest. She needed that chip on her shoulder. She kept saying, I'm from Watts. And Cheryl was like, so? And it's just, when you're in the moment, you get caught up in your own like emotions. Don't do that. You're going to regret it later. But if you absolutely need that, I suppose you can, but you're going to be less because of it. And you probably need it because you're compensating for a lot. So understand that, and the mental awareness of that will help you out in life. So you won't be apologizing like this woman is right now to the obviously superior player. Who's superior than you are where you're freaking out over the situation because you're just not looking at things the right way? And even if they aren't, and even if you are superior, shouldn't you act like it? You just complaining all the time and getting all frustrated all the time is not acting superior. Trust me. All right, moving on. Let's see who's doing the homework. Because it's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light. Kieran doing the jab to 3-option jumper, penetrating field drill, and the athletic finish. We got a deleted video in our hands. I don't know what that is all about, but Jordan's right there. That was from yesterday. So that's the only person posting homework today is Kieran. And make sure you guys are posting that homework, please. You're the deleted video. So whenever it's uploading, it'll show as deleted at first. I noticed that. I do not delete it from our playlist. All right, good job. Keep going. Let's check some behind the scenes stuff. I love how the 3 best records in the NBA were built, not bought. These 3 teams, built, not bought. Am I buying that? I am not buying that. This team right here was absolutely bought with a whole bunch of draft picks. They just kept giving up years upon years, but they were patient. I'll give them that. How about this team? Built, not bought. They too had a horrible, horrible run. Few injuries. It wasn't their fault. I'll give this kind of to them, but, you know, it was through the draft. It wasn't as blatant. How about these guys? They sucked. And they also sat out Wembanyama. So, kind of. Out of these 3 teams, you know, the patience, I got to give it to OKC. The pure, like, organic nature of it all, I'm going to give it to the Pistons. Because they were actually struggling. They were trying. They just kept getting injured, and, like, it was whatever. And then this team is next. Oh, man. I mean, Wembanyama, they absolutely sat him. Because they were, like, preparing him for blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly true. But they definitely just didn't, like, just cheat for it. They didn't just, like, trade for it or, like, try to manufacture their team for it or whatever. So, you know, I do give them all credit, but they're not exactly totally organic. Especially, I mean, OKC has a very, very deep team through like trades and stuff like that as well. So, no, I'm not really buying it, but I do like when teams do find a natural fit. I would like it if they just were stuck with their team forever. It just is what it is. You could never trade a player. Just work on your players and make them better. Why not? Why not? Who knows? Let's check the story of the day. Being a doctor, teacher, or social worker are very important things in this world. But there are many other professions that are just as silly as being an athlete. Especially when you realize what life is truly about and the impact you can make on this world from any of life's arenas. So pursue your passion and learn excellence on a daily basis. You know, that's a good life lesson, guys. Pursue your passions in life because everything is silly. Unless you're like one of those first things, like a doctor, a teacher, or like a social worker. Those people are doing real things. Everyone else is just playing with fake money, okay? I mean, if they're like a trade artist, who cares? Dude, I don't care if you're like on Wall Street. It doesn't matter. You're doing something fake, all right? I mean, like athletes and like going for your passion and learning what your passions are. Even if you open up a shoe store, you're doing something special because it's what you love and it can provide something that someone else loves. Period. All right. Honestly, I put those occupations above money, above like I don't know, even like car salesman maybe, but car salesman's kind of in the middle too. I mean, just. Yeah, worry about what you love. Worry about your passions in life. And as long as it's something like positive, then you're doing something positive. All right, so if you want to be an athlete, just be an athlete then and go out there and do that. But you can always fall back and be something else. But make sure that something else is something that you love. Last thing that we have on our list to talk about is, Bam Adebayo's historic performance. I'm glad that I waited to talk about this because people have been giving him crap about it. So now my overall opinion, can he score 83 points? Well, you know, he scored more than 20, more than 40. Will you give him 50? I know it's against the bad team. How much are you willing to give him to say he had a good game? What if he scored 7 and they lost? Would you give him crap? Of course you would. So you got to give him something for winning the game. Now, I'll give him 70 legit points. What they did in the end was kind of weird, but they went for it. And at the end of the day, he's up there. Put an asterisk next to his name. It's not like he was like doing drugs during the game. So forget it. You go for it. How about you score 83 points or score 84, then outdo him and say, ha ha ha, I did it the same as you. Maybe you could do that. Ha ha. But yeah, they have been on a 5-game losing streak since, so maybe that's not all good. But I'm gonna give it to Bam. All right, I'm a Kobe guy too. I don't care about that. All right, this guy he had a great game. He did against NBA players. Who I do have a problem against are the Wizards. Even if you're trying to like lose games, the players that are there shouldn't be trying to lose games because they can absolutely get cut next year. They're not trying to do the Wizards in any favor. So the guys out there should have been all over Bam, especially when he started like trying to score extra points. Oh, I would have clobbered him, dude. I'd be like, hey, you might want to come out the game. But I guess he's also hard to hurt, too. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's on them as well. That's all I got to say about that. Don't forget that the quote of the day, you guys. we'll find out our schedules. Sorry, we'll find out our schedules on Wednesdays. On Wednesday, we have 2 teams in, one for the younger team, one for the older team. You guys will find somewhere to play. And Wednesday night will be the schedule, so tomorrow night. And we also have workout tomorrow. That will be the only workout of the week, which is crazy. All right, and then that's about it. Everything is practice is the core of the day. I'll see y'all soon. Keep working, keep working, keep working. Peace out, y'all.
You think of me, show me if you would. Effort is the language of the brave and the good. Kids learn fast, minds more like clay. Teach big early, let them shock your day. Underestimate them and they drift away. Lift them higher and they carve their way. People watch you close even when they clown. Eyes on your steps when you moving through town. Let your life be the reason that they switch that frown. Light in the dark and the light comes down. Impossible, possible, depends on grind. Determination flip fade like a baseline bind. Work to improve, don't showboat shine. Showcase later when your mountains climb. New York toughness in a packed crowd roar. If that's your only world, then you learn to soar. Hard moments hit different, but they build your core. So chase the hardest days till you can't no more. Yeah.